I was the only one of them that actually went down to the Florida coast to look around. I was the star of the barracks for a little while on Sunday evening. I told them of my adventures hitchhiking the dirt back roads back and forth south and back north. Most of them said they would not do that as it could be dangerous. I told them all the people I met were nice. I told them about the beautiful beaches along the coast and the motels right on the beach. Some asked about girls, and I said I had seen some in Panama City. Some said they would go if there was a decent bus schedule going down there and getting back that matched our weekend pass schedule. I don't remember the bus schedules exactly, but I think that not a bus was even running on Sundays. The people down south took their no-work Sundays seriously in 1967. A few guys decided the best way to get anywhere and back was by car, but no one in the company had a car. So next weekend I did my hitchhiking trip down to the coast and back again. I had another wonderful time along the beautiful Gulf Coast. I was not particularly interested in meeting girls at the time. I had a girlfriend back home who said she would wait for me until I got out of the army. That was Elaine Fernandez, my longtime high school steady girlfriend. She was going to go to college down in Arizona. I told her not to just wait for me, as she was young and was in a new environment and should date and have a good time. Besides, I may get killed and never come back alive. And as far as meeting a girl in Florida, it was the same, as I would not be here long. After training, everyone usually had orders to go straight to Vietnam, and who knows what would happen then. No, girls were not on my mind. I liked the adventure of seeing new sights more than anything. And anyway, after I told Elaine to have fun in college and date, she said she would not do that and would wait for me. But after 2 months, I received a letter that she had met a nice boyfriend in college, and that they were now going steady. I wrote back that I thought that it was great and to have a good time. I told her I was here and she was there. And under the circumstances, that is how it is, and to enjoy her college years. I really wanted her to enjoy herself. I guess if you really love and care for someone, you would want to have that someone live their life fully and not be moping around waiting for something that may never happen, especially during college days. You're young, have a happy time. Who knows what's in store for me? Some of the guys in my barracks said that was a Dear John letter. Ha! I said it was a Dear Joe letter and that I was happy for her. Some guys couldn't figure out my way of thinking. Actually, we all had a great discussion about the whole thing. Be sad or be happy. Dear John letters were received by a lot of guys.
By the time we were all in training for about 3 months, which was our case at the time, guys were getting letters from their girlfriends saying that they were going out with other guys. Some guys were really flipping out about it. They wanted to desert the army and go back home. Not a good idea, and we told them so. They would be thrown in prison and wouldn't see their girl anyway. You cannot win, just get over it. It's a tough thing to get over, but in time you would be okay. Besides, maybe your girl didn't love you as much as you thought. Lots of crying sometimes by these guys. It's tough being dragged away from home by the army and then this. A Dear John letter is enough to throw a guy over the edge. Suicide, desertion, and even murder. We all had sympathy for those poor guys and talked them out of doing something stupid. Besides, you're young and eventually we'll meet another girl. We were all in the same situation, so that seemed to help them out. One fellow, who I think was Bob Forster, but could have been someone else, bought a beat-up Ford car from another soldier who was leaving for Vietnam. The car was on the army base and he worked on it so that it would make it to the coast for weekend passes. I know he had to replace the wheel bearings and maybe the brakes on it. I think I may have helped him with the mechanics of it. Bob was an intelligent person and wanted to see the Gulf Coast for himself. I had by that time made about 4 trips hitchhiking the back roads by then. So one weekend, 4 guys piled into the car on a Friday after formation, and we headed to the Gulf Coast, Panama City. The guys wanted to see what I was talking about. We rented one large motel room with 2 large-sized beds in it to cut expenses that was right on the beach. Everyone loved it. We each did our own thing, which was walking along the beach and jumping into the water. Some of us bought swim trunks for the occasion. We all got along well for 4 guys in a room. The Army barracks had 40 guys in one room. We all split the gas expense and motel expense. We all had a wonderful time. We then were on our way back to Fort Rucker Sunday night. It was certainly easier for me than hitchhiking the back roads.
Even in November, southern Alabama and northern Florida were fairly warm. We, especially the guys from the north, enjoyed the mild weather. It was like heaven, we imagined. Someone suggested maybe we should go check out Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida. Girls were there, and it was about the same distance from Fort Rucker than Panama City was. But for me, no coast and beach. I figured I might as well check a college out, as I had never seen or been on a college campus before. So on the next Friday, 4 guys or maybe 5 piled into the car and headed to Florida State University. We all got 2-man rooms with separate beds at a motel just outside the university campus. We wasted no time and went to get something to eat on the campus. There was a place called the Green Tambourine, I think that was the name, that served big cheeseburgers and fries and cokes, that was playing all the latest rock and roll on the jukebox, which never stopped playing. What a dream we walked into. Great music, great food, and pretty girls everywhere. Oh my gosh, wow, is this what college is like? I thought I should go to college if I survived the army, I figured. We army guys were dressed in civilian clothes to try and blend in. I think we sort of succeeded. We stayed in the Green Tambourine for maybe a couple of hours, and the hit song The Green Tambourine just had come out and was playing on the jukebox that evening. Oh, how wonderful it was. At 74 years old, I still think back to that time in the Green Tambourine. Dreams can be born of just simple things as long as the feelings are deep.